Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Poker's Corner. The biggest gob in sport. We say the things on here nobody dare say. Isn't that right, Bamba Gascoigne? Stop going on about me and drugs. You're the least person to go on about that. I don't take drugs no more. We all make mistakes, don't we? Massive ones. But you're one to talk, aren't you? All skiddy unders, a stinking gym out on Halliwell Road, Bolton, and 2 days later you've still got same skiddy unders on. You know what I mean? Go get a bath. That's you dealt with Bamba Gascoigne. As for Jam Roly Poly, you've got, 13th of February to get in touch with me about this Zoom. pokercorner@mail.com. Yeah, you go out 13th. Because on the 14th, it's going to be the Jam Roly Poly Valentine's Day Massacre. All I want to do is just press send. Boom. And that's it. And then it'll be bye-bye, Jam Roly Poly. Right, let's move on now. Let's move on. Have a look. I'm all over the place here. A cameraman, I am not, or a lighting man. Does that make me look all right? Steve look all right. Right, here we go. Now that we've all had time for everything to settle down and all the sermons have been done, the instant reaction or brutally honest. I keep seeing that word, brutally honest. Brutally honest. Is there such a word in the sport of boxing? There are all these vagabonds and charlatans off with their heads. They might just get that actually. They keep carrying off like they're carrying off out there. Woo! Woo! Right, the cut. What do I think about it? Look, this is how I look at it, right? They've had all the free jewellery, the free cars, the free gratis. You know, they're running around changing the names, aren't they, to Summer El Sheik, is it Spencer Brown, all of them, right? All brassers, right? They blagged it as far as they could go, but in the cold, hard light of day, still got to go in ring and face Usyk, can't they? That's the bottom line. None of the stories add up, do they? None of them. It's Kevin Lerona. It's a big Croatian. Moses Vatama were there. Well, Moses Vatama went home, didn't he? 2 days before it happened. No adds up. Where's the hospital? Filming him going into hospital. Where's stitches being put in? Where's all that? We need all that, don't we? So, once you tell a lie, what else you say, especially in my house, in my mum and dad's house, how good is it? No good. It won't be no good in a court of law, but you won't be a credible witness. So we're dealing with people that are blagging it, aren't we? Blaggers. Blaggers. So let's go through what we've got here. In for a special treat today, a one part as well. I'm not going to split it up. I just can't be asked. So you're going to enjoy this one. You're going to enjoy this one. Just get my comfort ball. I think better when I've got this in my hand. I think better when I've got this in my hand or if I'm driving. Right, let's have a look. The sermons got the Gad. Can I have that time back after the Gad sermon? Bombay Dave, Bricktop, and Big Mal. With his big giant brains from Thunderbirds. Only thing missing is Velda, or is that from Terror Hawks? Hey, oh man. Oh, Chris Medley went on a date the other night with somebody who looked like her from Terror Hawks. Go on, Chris, pop, pop, bang. I hope you dropped her off home after the first hour, Chris. Woo! Is Fury going to retire? You reckon he'll retire? Yeah, maybe, but not for long. He retires every day, doesn't it? It's and if you question him, it's his bipolar kicking in or his mental health. I mean, the clock is ticking. How much longer is it going to be before we come out with your mental health? It won't be long, will it? I mean, everybody else seems to be using that excuse, don't they? Conor Ben, when all else fails, just go for mental health. It's like if you can't get a job, innit? If you can't get a job, you go to social, don't you? And go, I've got mental health, thinking about burning a building down or topping somebody, like a traffic warden or somebody of authority. You know, come back in 6 months and you go sick now. So that's where we're at now. It's a society problem. So be ready for mental health flag. Well, Conor Benn's exhausted everything, hasn't he? Everything except mental health. So he's gone the Fury route. And Fury's been doing this route now since 2015, hasn't he? So we're not a peak out of it before then, but as soon as it come on top with drug testing, they wheeled mental health out. It's a pity my pal Liam Cameron up here didn't wheel that out when he got his 4-year ban for one cocaine charge. Fury had one cocaine charge, a refusal, and the other one, which were PEDs, wasn't it? Wild boar. Yeah. So expect the unexpected, all right? Because they've exhausted every other avenue. December 23rd. Well, that didn't happen, did it? Everybody said that'll not happen. That'll not happen. February 17th. Everybody in boxing industry said that wouldn't happen, didn't they? But only a few came out and actually said it. George Groves, Carl Froch, me. How many more come out and said it? Not many, because they all want access or they want to get their fighters on a show, don't they? So they're not going to come out and rubbish it. But the people around Tyson Fury will know. Bricktop will have known. They've been dragging it out, haven't they? Only people that are not wise to these people are these Saudis. But I can assure you that they will be finding out what these lot are all about now. Oh, yes. If you line them all up, Bricktop, Fury, Spencer Brown, the Gad, their PR guy, Big Malk, oh yeah, Bombay Dave's come out, hasn't he? He's credible. They've all come out, and Eddie Hills, for the first time in his life, gone into bat for a Bricktop fighter that's pulling out of a show. We're less than a couple of weeks to go. Is it a couple of weeks? Couple of weeks to go. And Eddie Hills. So any other time, Eddie'd be all over this one. He'd be roasting them. Absolutely roasting them. They can't now, can they? Oh no! You know why, don't you? Because there's all that lolly at stake. They want to reverse the low load around, throw the money in and drive off. Can't do it now. Just cannot do it. So they've got to go bump and take it on chin. But everything revolves around Tyson Fury, doesn't it? For the belts and everything, he's like the star attraction. They give him carte blanche. And look what happens when you put a fat kid in a sweet shop. He eats everything, doesn't he? Starts wanting to do everything himself. Starts wanting to hire and fire. Oh, yeah. I mean, who's in charge at camp? Fat Shane were in charge at camp, honey. What's all that about? Hey? He looked shocking, didn't he? That guy shouldn't have been able to get anywhere near him. Should have, that guy. If that's even true. But I don't believe it. So what you say to me after you've been lying? It's no good, is it? It's no good at all. So, the Gad. Just how much of a Fury fanboy are you, the Gad, eh? Straight away, I was right, wasn't I? They wheeled you out straight away, didn't they? The Gad. The Gadinator. You were wheeled out straight away. Yeah, they wheel them all out, all the big guns, the YouTubers, all the in-house media guys. In-house media, removing comments left, right, and centre. Unbelievable. We've got Spencer Brown. We're waiting for his statement. It might have come out already before I'm doing this. I don't know. The man that said to Mickey Fio and me, the fight's definitely on May 28th. That were a few years ago. about 3 years ago this May, innit? Didn't happen. Flyers are made up. It was definitely on. And they kept moving the goalposts. And I was like that to Mick. Look, Mick, I can see how Eddie Hills is pulling his hair out, Mick Hennessy, Bricktop, Bob Arum, all that lot having to deal with this shower. I can see why. So I experienced it firsthand, and I get to hear a lot more than what you lot do who watch this, no offence, and they're hard work, aren't they? It's got to be on their terms. When? It's got to be where, glove size, ring card, glove size, ring size as well. You know, it's all got to be on their terms. Purse split, everything. Who they speak to, who they don't want to speak to, who they want asking questions, who they don't want to ask questions. Wanting asking questions. But what certain questions you can ask and what certain questions you can't ask. And it's all just become too much, in my opinion, for them. And I think they've dropped the ball like I just have here. I'll never make an NFL player, would I? And they've dropped the ball like I just have there, and it's all blown up in the faces. And they've forgot that at the end of the day, when all's said and done, got to get in that ring and fight. Got to get in that ring and fight with a man that's got 5 belts out of the 6. WBA, WBO, IBF, IBO, Ring Magazine. That's 5. There's only 1 belt missing. And that's Tyson Fury's belt, the WBC. So now that belt really has got to be made vacant, hasn't it? They've got to put somebody in with Usyk and give us this undisputed fight once and for all. You mind people saying, how can it be undisputed if you haven't fought Fury? Fury's pulled out twice in under 2 months. How much more can boxing fans take? How can we believe in him? I mean, what if they give him another date? I mean, they're talking 6, 7 months, aren't they now? Then he's going to want a comeback fight, isn't he? He's going to want a shake off the ring rust fight. Yeah, why don't they wheel Del Boy out? Yeah, wheel him out for Chisora versus Fury 4. Who'd buy into that? Yeah, but they've had intense beef online. God, how many more brutally honest videos can we see now with the title Brutally Honest? It's unbearable now, isn't it? Everything I've been saying has been coming true, so maybe you might all start believing in me now a little bit more, eh? Oh, because people are just sick of this fakeness, aren't they? They're sick of these fake YouTube channels, sick to the back teeth of them, giving these people's platforms with orchestrated questions, so it's all designed to get you all on the hook. You know, we're heading that now. So I'm on hook. We'll get these questions out on IFL, Boxing King Media, Boxing Social. We'll get them all on hook. Get them all to buy into this intense beef, fake beef, laughing lobster. Do you know what I mean? Cringy cheese, flan, whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? Nutty Nutella spread on toast, whatever you want to call it. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. So Spencer Brown, this John Fury Theo fight didn't happen. That didn't happen, did it? No, it seems to happen, does it, around these? Big fighting men that don't fight. Well, who are the Furies is fighting at the moment? Who's fighting? Is Tommy fighting? He's retired from professional boxing now, isn't he? Yeah, I'm retired. I was undefeated as the boxer. He never fight again. He got millions out of the job. He's in his early 20s. Go lay in bed all day now, or go round Manchester giving it the big one with his top off. We know where it's going to end up for him, don't we? So he's finished. The big GK, he's been finished ages. He just picks and chooses his fights. The public bullied him into this Usyk fight. Like I said, if he does fight, he'd be tucked at ring, kicking and screaming. Ring end, they fought the ultimate blag, haven't they? There's no timeline or date on that video. There's no footage of him in hospital having stitches put in. There's nothing. So until we see something else, we don't believe it, do we? Russell doesn't believe it. I don't believe it. But I'm sceptical about this, like, aren't I? I get to hear things all the time, but it is what it is. It's no secret, as I've said before, fighters, trainers, managers, advisors, consultants, cutmen, small or promoters, everybody in the industry were saying it wasn't going to happen. Everybody. But hardly anybody came out on the social media and said it, did they? Steve Bunce didn't believe it was going to happen. No. He won't come out and say it, would he? Because they're not going to want to ruin the chances, are they? And I like Buncey. There's other people in the media, right, that were saying it won't happen. But why won't they come out on the socials and say it? Why? Why? Because they don't want to be known as a hater. Only them who came out and spoke about it were people that are not needy of these people. You're like Carl Froch, who's building skyscrapers in Nottingham. Yeah. So he's not bothered, is he? He's looking at private jets. Don't do it, Carl. You'll lose your money. You know, George Groves, he's a millionaire driving around in a Rolls Royce. He's a straight shooter in a Groves. I didn't used to like Grovesy boy, but I'm warming to him now. These people came out and they spoke about it. Callum Sauerland, he didn't come out and say it, did he? But he was telling everybody behind the scenes that it's not going to happen, he'll pull out. He knew Usyk, didn't he, very well. He knows what sort of a guy he is. Eddie Hills, he was saying he'll pull out. But you wouldn't come out and say it, would you? Even coming out to bat for him today, but you're one of the biggest two-faced ones in boxing anyway. You aren't you, Hills? You're just thinking about the Saudi bag. You don't want to rock the boat. You've been hanging out at Bricktop's rear end for 3 months. It's embarrassing. So it is what it is. What next for Fury? Well, this is what I see happening for him. Let me just get the begging bucket. Sam Jones, it's here, mate. I know you want it. Brawl harder, Adrian Mole's rear end. Look, it is what it is, isn't it? What do I see next for the big GK? Well, I see him probably trying to get away from Saudi, probably trying to come home. That's what I see happening. But they might do a Zaire job on him, like they did with George Foreman. They might keep him there till he does fight Usyk. Ooh, that would be a bit far-fetched, me saying that. If he wants to come home, he'll come home. And what'll happen then? He'll do what he always does. He'll go sit in a pub drinking Stella and get on it. That's what he'll do. That's the bottom line. If people don't like that, lump it. Am I a hater for saying it? For saying it's what I've been saying. Am I a hater? No, I'm a realist. I'm a realist. Does it make you bitter boxing? Yeah, it does make me bitter. I think it does. I'm a little bit bitter, aren't I? A little bit about things. I don't believe out now because I've heard it that many times from people. And now they just roll it off the tongue. I had over 6 years listening to Big Ron's things. When I'd pin him down and stuff, he'd say something to me. And I'd get my pen and I'd go, right, I'm going to sort that out next week. We're on Monday now. So next week, I'm going to put it to him Friday tea time. So he's got all this week and all next week. I make a note of it. And then I'll put it on him on the Friday. And he'd go, oh, I don't know what's happening with that. And then I'd go, yeah, but you said, look, that's what you said, Ron. And that's the conversations where it go. And I'd be thinking, and it just kept going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Till in the end, it got to the stage where I was in the office up there and they'd had these posters made up, these big cardboard posters. And I thought, you know what? I've got a good idea who's going to have to just take them round to industrial estate, to these, on that industrial estate where Dennis has scrap metals. I thought, they're going to bounce me around there with them in this weather. Oh, yeah. That's what I was thinking. And then I sat back and I thought, Josh Whale in a WBF featherweight title fight on a yacht in Gibraltar in pandemic. No way I am falling for that. There's no way I'm falling for that. And I don't think Mick Whale and Josh fell for it either, but they carried on with the camp. But listen, it's just boxing, it's just full of people coming out with rubbish. I don't know who Dennis had on hook for that, but it never happened. And this is what you're up against. Maybe it's people around boxing that say to promoters they're going to do this and they're going to do that. I don't know, but I just don't believe what I'm told anymore. You know, so no, I don't know. Like I just said earlier, once you tell a whopper, what else you say is no good, is it? I mean, Tyson has took it so far, this to the edge, and they've gone as close as they could to get this fight on, haven't they? The free cars, haven't they? Jewelry. They've had everything out of these people. These people have bent over backwards, haven't they? And now look, they just the masks come back down again, hasn't it? But I'm not seeing the same energy from this Sheik Turkey guy, whatever he's called, that I was seeing a couple of weeks ago when they were coming out with things like Spencer Brown, you're not just a friend, you're family. Within 2 hours of that going out, Spencer Brown's walking around with a tea towel on his head. And one of them, I don't know what they're called, they look like a bed sheet. It's like a king size bed sheet. And a big old fat belly on him, dining out, hey? Dining out on old Turkey's steam, eh? All that free gratis. All of them fat as pigs. Another steak, sir. Some more chicken, sir. Some more caviar, sir. Yes, please. A lot of them have had a good old do out there, haven't they now? But they've not delivered, have they? The undisputed fight we've been waiting for since the 1990s is further away now than ever because Fury's going to need a tune-up fight because of injury, if it's even happened. And then we've got Usyk. They're going to put other people in front of him, so he'll have more miles on clock, and he might even get beat, or he might get injured, or he might get disillusioned. So we're never ever going to get it. And these promoters, Terry Chapadama called it, says they just don't want it to happen, do they? So let's get somebody in with Usyk now, and let's get that WBC belt in with it, and let's just call it the Undisputed, just to get it. But it won't be the same, will it? So in my opinion, it can only be Joshua now, can't it, really? It can only be Anthony Joshua. So bump him up the rankings, get him as the #1 WBC, and let's get that belt on the line. Let's pay step aside money and get Joshua and Usyk on again. At least Joshua would be willing to have a go, wouldn't he? I'm not saying I'm team Joshua. I think the man's a cretin, an absolute cretin, and a bully. Let's have it right. He's got a sense of entitlement. And let's just have an undisputed, because how much longer are we going to have to wait? I had a Terry McDermott perm, you know, the last time we had an undisputed. Well, not exactly, but I had hair. I mean, now look, you know, we're going to have something, aren't we? Come on. Let's have this undisputed. Pokey, the Gaddy's embarrassing just like the rest of the liquor squad. Yeah, these YouTubers have become the bane of everybody's existence now, giving these people platforms to have an easy run, an easy ride. And if you question it, like Adam Catterall, Judge Jordan, Simon Jordan, or anybody else puts questions to them, these people flip the lids, don't they? Or they ban you. So yeah, the Gad is probably head of the liquor squad. He's become embarrassing, hasn't he? But he loves it, doesn't he? He loves it. But it is what it is, isn't it? I mean, you should watch that video that's going out tonight. I'm going to put this out now, but there's a two-parter that went out last night with Andy from Aberdeen, and that's fantastic. I just got in last night when I did that. But that's fantastic. I just told it straight in that, but this is a little bit more thought out, this one. But that one last night, maybe it might have been more classic Porky than this one. But I mean, I've had time to reflect now. I've been training hard this morning, but we're just being messed about, aren't we, by these people? And I mean, how much longer can we have the Blue Ribbon Division parked up? Do you know what I mean? The torch paper has been lit. That's what Bean would be saying now, wouldn't he? So, Usyk versus Ergovic, I can't see that happening. No, it's not the same, is it? Will we ever get undisputed? No, I don't think we will. We haven't had it since 90s, so why are we going to get it now? Why? Last time we had out like this was 1999 when at Lennox and Holyfield. And they gave that one as a draw, didn't they? The first one. They couldn't even give us a proper one on that because they don't want it to happen, do they? WBC can't stand Undisputed, you know. But the WBC are not going to champion Emirates him or strip him, are they? They just won't do that. I mean, if he comes out and retires, they'll still not do it because they're that far up his arse, aren't they? They're embarrassing. We be crooks. Uh, yeah, I nailed it last night in that video, didn't I? Regarding, or did I nail it in the first one? This is the fourth one, isn't it? Or did I nail it in the first one? The time where I were over it and Tyson were there in Bolton, and you throw a few names at him, Anthony Joshua, Dosser, big stiff. I knock him out inside 3 rounds. You know, anybody you mentioned, there were Dosser's waste men. He knocks them out. They're no good, useless, bare bums in the shower. You mentioned Alexander Usyk. He knew he couldn't speak out of turn like that, not in front of his uncle Peter. We're just gulping air. All of them were gulping air. Trust me. We've covered that one, Marcus. The WBC has surely got to strip him now. Fury retired to call. Yeah, Fury. We've covered that one as well. Fury with the gifts. They've had a good do out there, haven't they? They've took and took and took and took, and now they don't want to fight. Big fighting men that don't fight. Eh? Obviously, he has fought and he can fight, and I don't think he's scared of Usyk. Personally, I just think he's not ready for him. Do I think J.O. Petia iced him in sparring? No, but I think that he knocked him about. I think they sent him back because it was too much for him. And he realised, you know what, I'm way off the pace here. And Opetia is not Usyk, is he? Eddie Hills, we've covered that. He didn't say a word. He wants that Saudi bag. Normally, he'd be roasting Fury. He'd just be pouring cooking oil on him now, wouldn't he? And just getting fag lighter underneath, wouldn't he? On spit roast on IFL now, wouldn't he? In front of Cougs, who'd be like, oh, I'm kind of like uncomfortable asking these questions, Ed. You know what I mean? But now Eddie can't do that, can he? Now he's in bed with them. So we haven't even got an ally there to go after him. So it's left to me, innit? It's left to me, really. And all the people who leave comments on my comments section, about 400 of them left on that video earlier, which is a nice video, innit? If you look, I spoke it truthfully. It's only 10 minutes long, but I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you enjoyed it. Nobody wants to say a word, do they, in case they burn bridges? You're going to have people coming out to bat for them. You're going to have people going against them. You've got people like Adam Cattrall tiptoeing around it, saying, well, you know, what do we do? They're like fence sitting, aren't they, instead of going in on them? Well, look, let me tell you this. I don't believe anything I'm told by that shower of... I don't believe anything I'm told. If they said it were raining outside, I'd have to check. I just don't believe them. I don't believe them. At all. Is what it is, isn't it? We spoke about that earlier. The mental health card, that'll be pulled out any time now. Get ready. Might have already been pulled out already. So might have to leave that a couple of weeks because Crusher's using that card this time. It's a bit like EastEnders when they say, who's got the And they go, Pat Butcher's got the in part. She passed it on to Ian Beale. He's got the ump today. No, Ian Beale, it's Peggy Mitchell. She's got the amp. Get out of my pub. No, she hasn't. She's given it to Gwant. He's got the ump. Well, that's just like this, isn't it? They're passing it about. Oh, it is what it is. Any day now we'll be getting a sermon, won't we? We've got to have the IFL sermon off Fury now, but he's gone missing, hasn't he? Big John's gone missing. Normally he's piping up, isn't he? Big John Fury, big fighting man. 9 years out of jail. He's only thrown one punch, and that were a slap against Asif Bally, a 5'3" man, for his story in a newspaper about the wild boar nonsense. He shouldn't have done it really, should he? But Big John were in order. So that's the only thing he's done since he come out that I know of. So it is what it is. We'll see a few tears on IFL, a few stories. They'll spin it how they want to spin it. They're going to need these YouTubers more than ever now. More than ever, they're going to need them. Do you know why? Because how else can they get the point across? Because the mainstream proper people, you know, your Jeff Powells, people like that, they're not going to put up with this, are they? Not when you've got form for it. Not when you've got form for it. They pulled out at Vladimir first one and second, although it did happen in the end, but it could have had it years previous. The Vladimir 2-1, the Wilder ones, they were messed about on one of them, weren't we? Till he's right. He's got to be right before he gets in that ring. 100%. If he ain't 100%, they're just going to pull out because they've got that much money now. They can do what they want, can't they? The Ponts to live in that much. Well, they've conned all you lot, haven't they? Boxing fans. Look at his 4 best wins. They're all older than him. All older than him. And if he'd have beat Usyk, he'd have been older than him and smaller. Archetypal bully. It's like his old man, an absolute bully. A waste of space. Yeah, they've already wheeled the gad out, haven't they? All the fringe players are coming out, aren't they, now, going into bat for him? Big Malk and all the rest of them. Big Malk. He don't even like you, Big Malk. And John Fury definitely don't like you, Big Malk. But yet you're going into bat for him. Pop, pop, bang on that one. Isaac Lowe, they'll be wheeling him out any day. They'll be going to kill people stone dead. What which stink of him, of his undies. Get a bath, Isaac Lowe. How can people take Fury serious when he keeps pulling out fights? Covered that, haven't we? Will Usyk fight again? Yeah, but who's he going to fight now? Usyk. Who can you put Usyk in now? In with now? He'll have had his mindset for the last few months on fighting Tyson Fury. What are they going to do with him now, Usyk? Where does that leave him? What does he think about being messed about with 2 fights now? I mean, he's not very active as it is, Usyk, is he? And he's 38 next birthday, isn't he? How much longer? What we're going to wheel him out when he's 40? Is it going to be a Vladimir job? Even getting when time's right. But Tyson's getting older as well, isn't he? Well, he is, isn't he? And he don't look after himself, does he? He's always fat as a pig Michelin man. You know. But it is what it is. Usyk will be training hard. While Tyson's on the sauce and giving it that one round Morecambe, isn't it? You know what I mean? But what if they gave a date, though? You know, in October. And there's another injury. That'd be free, won't it? First time, you can fool me once, yeah, fool me twice, I'm a fool. But third time, what then? Are they going to risk it again a third time after 2? I don't think anybody with half a brain can put up with them blaggers anymore. Could you put up with that a third time now? What if it all caves in? What if Usyk got injured then in that one? What then? Where do we go then? So I don't really see it happening. Not after 2 pull-outs. If there's 2 pull-outs, he's had ample time, hasn't he, to get ready. And if you're not ready, you know, what was the 6 week into camp for the first pull-out? And he's had another 2 months since then. How much longer does this guy need? You know, now we're talking about cuts, fake cuts, whatever. Boy who cried wolf, isn't it? It's just in bad taste, and I don't think they can be trusted, really. I think we need to move on. And Turkey Al-Sheikh, whatever it's called, he needs to strip. He needs to strip them with WBC. They need to work something out so he's gone and that belt's gone. And let's have 2 people fight for belt and then Usyk take winner on. They need to do something. We need an undisputed. The sport needs it. All this, Saudi that. All this could have just put the blockers on everything now. Could you imagine if they turn around now and say, do you know what? We're going to throw more money into football now because at least they play each other, or tennis or golf or horse racing. Kevin here, one of his horses was going over there again. They fly them over for you, and prize money is fantastic for first, second, and I think third. Honestly, he had a sprinter go over there. They got 30 bags. 30 bags paid into account. It comes second. Yeah, there's offers going in to buy horse. So they're obviously men of the word over there. Men of their word. You know, why would you want to mess up these sort of people about? You know, unless it's just a freak accident. But I'm not buying it, mate. I don't buy anything that these people say. I always think the opposite. Usually you're halfway there, aren't you? So if the footage is true, how is a waste man like the guy who was sparring even getting that close anyway? It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Don't forget Tyson's been down 5 times in his last 70 rounds. He was only down twice in his first 160 rounds as a pro. But down 5 times. His last 70 rounds. So he's having to pick and choose his fights, isn't he? And you know, your Dylan Whites and Chisoras, they're waste men, aren't they? At the side of Tyson, waste men. But it is what it is, isn't it? David A came out and slaughtered him, didn't he? David A, because he got slaughtered with his pull-out. So, well, Tyson's on the slide. Maybe he's just made enough money and wants to disappear, and he'll come back at another time. He's got 3 fights locked in with these people, and a Ngannou rematch and 2 Usyks. But if there's a time scale on them, he could be out on the outside looking in. He might just be thinking in his head, you know what, Usyk's too much for me at the moment. I need to step out of this because my head's going to explode. Because you can only put up with so much people pulling you all out, pulling you left, right, and centre. Well, that would fly then. Left, right, and centre. Oh, Tyson, with this Tyson, you need to do that. You know, it must be like his head's going to blow off. So maybe he might need to come home and take a rest. You know, but it is what it is. But they like money. I mean, they've negotiated more money from Netflix, haven't they? So they just talk a load of shit. It's just like doing IFL stuff, but get paid millions and millions for it. Famous for being famous with one of the weakest heavyweight championship CVs. Oh, the CV's shocking. Absolutely shocking. Carl Froch nailed it. Nailed it. Big John Fury gonna stick it on Carl Froch, bite his nose and his ear off and all that, he said on that. But boxing social, eh? Cutting that out, eh? Eh? Favours for favours. Little lickers. Do you think I'd have done that? I just take it down. To say I'm not happy with that, I say, oh, lots coming down. There's none of that game going on. None of that cutting stuff out. Get gone. Show me the hospital records. Joanne says, I agree. Stitch has been put in. We want to see that. It's all about the zero, isn't it? Protecting the zero, because once that zero's gone, the myth's gone, isn't it? Can I just say, I'm sorry to hear of the passing of Carl Weathers, who played Apollo Creed, 76-year-old. That must be awful. That must mean I've got about 22 years left then, does it? So I better make most of it. I know 22 more Easter eggs to eat. Sorry to hear that. No doubt all his family will be really upset, and Sylvester Stallone will, because he's his good friend, isn't it? You know, he played in NFL as a linebacker in NFL in early 70s, late 60s, 70s. He was a American football star, and obviously he got a part in Apollo Creed, didn't he? So legendary Carl Weathers, bless him. Time waits for no man, says Joe. I agree. It's not Joe Gallagher, by the way. I agree. Time waits for no man. And I think it might be just caught up on Tyson. Do you know, all the heavy living and all that carry on? Because he does everything to access, doesn't he? If he's training, he trains to access. If he's partying, it's to access. And I think it catches up on you. Will he wait it out like he did for Usyk, like he did Vladimir? Yeah, I think he will. I don't think he'll retire, but expect an announcement any day. There's retirement, or expect him to come out and go, suckers, suckers, look at this for a car, look at the money I've got in my bank, pop, pop, bang, all that, showing you bank statements and all that. You know, get ready for all that. We've already had that before, and that's how they can answer stuff. If they can't threaten you or intimidate you or ban you, they get the bank statements out or the Porsche and Ferraris out, don't they? Will the Furies be kept in Saudi? I'm not sure about that. Will he be kept in Saudi? Well, they kept George Foreman there, didn't they? President Mabuto, because he wanted off at Ireland, didn't he? Because Ali was saying, check bus stations, check shipping ports, check aeroplane stations or whatever, airports. Do you know what I mean? Check taxi ranks, check elephants. He might be being smuggled out on an elephant. Check them all. Ali were going mad, wasn't he? But they kept him there. I don't think they'll be able to keep Tyson there, not in this day and age. I think he'll come home if he wants to come home. If he stays out there, he'd have to stay there a long time, wouldn't he, with the state of that cut. But I don't know. We're going to see, aren't we? But Fury and Frank Warren are holding up the heavyweight division, and it's not right. It's not fair on fans, is it? We've all been messed about. And how are they going to grow the sport of boxing if they're going to just let these people run roughshod over everybody? They're doing what they want, aren't they? The old man's got his own way because they won't let him out there. So he'll be buzzing, won't he? Or he'll be chipping away at Tyson's head and his confidence and chipping away and chipping away and chipping away. And eventually, you've just seen what's happened, haven't you? So he'll have played his part in it. But the mask has slipped. So, but PC Gully doing an interview with Big Malk, we covered that. Big Malk's never want to shy away from a trending story, is he? You know what I mean? But it is what it is. The GAD, you know, these people are their bread and butter, aren't they? If we can't talk about them, they can't talk about now, can they really? They need access, don't they? Or they need a quote, don't they? But like I said, Big John can't stand Big Malk. So I don't know about Tyson, but it is what it is. Parked up the division. What can we do? You know, it's just rubbish. Like, what's this one here? Yeah, in my opinion, it's a duck. It all pointed to a duck. I've been telling you for weeks and weeks and weeks. And like I said, I know all the spoke about Usyk 8 years ago. 8 years ago. He was a cruiserweight 8 years ago. Serious dude. Very serious dude. Very serious guy. Southpaw as well. Quick. 6'3", 16 stone. Perfect weight for an heavyweight, that in it. 6'3", 16 stone. Not too big. Not going into that super heavyweight bracket, you know, over 17 stone. Just right, 16 stone. Just right height. Just slick enough to cause problems. And the southpaw. I think it's a duck. And I'll stand by my convictions. I'm not going to sit on fence like everybody else and lick arse. Because that's what a lot of them are doing, aren't they, now? You know, they're trying to curry favours when Tyson really don't give a hoot about anybody. He don't give a hoot about anybody except his own family. But people need to understand that. All right? That's about it, really. Okie dokie. Thanks for liking and subscribing. What time is it? And leaving a comment. All right? Hope you enjoyed the video. You'll probably enjoy them too that I did with Andy last night. A little bit more better than this. A little bit more better than this. Because I can like turn it on and off when I want, can't I? But that one last night, maybe firing from hip a bit more than today. But okie dokie. Big shout out to my mate Mark from Stoke. Hope you're well, Mark. And Scott Brun, hope you're well. Big Joe Egan. You know what I said earlier in the video, don't you? You need to grow a pair. All right, thank you, and let it go. And you know what I'm on about. I'll be seeing you. Well, peace out.